Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, January 19th, 2023. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risk and should only be attempted with funds that you can afford to do without. Right, let's get to it this morning. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Pamela. Good morning, Miles. All right, crude being successful this morning. Almost a minute after for our setup. Plenty of time to get in. Entry at 79.91. Target 1, 80.10. Target 2, 80.22. And making those easily. So 50 pips there, or 50 ticks rather, on those two targets. And a one and done session. And target 2 did better than trail. Trail actually did slightly better than target 1, so just things to think about and think about testing for. We will do a 10 a.m. session since the crude oil inventory report is not until 11 o'clock today. And we got a little over a minute to go. Unleaded gas. This trade back here is within our time frame, but the bar is 13 seconds, and it just penetrated a couple of ticks beyond the entry. Entry is at 34, and we got as low as just 2 ticks past the entry. Given the character of that trade or of that move, I would probably hesitate taking that trade initially anyway, just because you got a very strong spreading up move. It's honoring the 50 EMA very strongly, it looks like. So I would have hesitated a few seconds, but that would have been enough to keep me out of that keep you out of that trade. I'm not saying don't take the trade, just hesitate for an additional 5 seconds and see what it does. And it did, spiked through and went right back up, and that should have been avoidable. So then we come to our second short at 9:10. We are getting pretty spread on those, but the targets in this case are above the 50. So that one I'd go ahead and get in, try to get in and out of the market. And the market just opened up. And we did not get a chance to get into that trade. Opened up right here at 9:30. Soybeans has let's see. There's the trade. And it came down and touched the entry. I would say that's probably would not have been tradable. You wouldn't have been able to catch that one. But I will follow it to see what it does. And I'll look for the next trade after that. We'll come back to unleaded gas here in a few minutes. So flat on the YM, and we did hit target 1. So if you were able to to trade that, that is going to be a POQ trade. And the Russell is at, that's 10 seconds before. I would say that very most likely was too fast to catch. We did start trailing and got above, so I would say that's a no trade. Now the short, that one also is a little fast. 2, 3, 7. Yeah, 7 seconds to target one, and yeah, that one's too fast to trade. Nothing yet on the, and did we, yeah, we stopped out of the soybeans trade. So if you traded it, you picked up target one and three ticks on the 3 remaining positions when it comes back to the trailing stop. And that would be done, but I will follow the next trade. That was an 11 tick target. So, and the next trade is a short, 15.21 even. Bouncing back up to the 50. Let's see what it does. All right, the Russell with a long now. That one likely you're in. I've got 6 seconds to the first bar. That's marginal, but I would guess that. Then it's another 13-second bar. So yeah, I'd say that one's likely to be tradable. So we are at break even on that trade. Pound Aussie over here. We picked up a trade at 834. Challenged the stop, but didn't stop out, and finally came down and now is working its way down, trying to get to target 4. And trailing stop at 76, 78, 76. So already 3 targets in the bag, and the trailer well down 75 ticks. No, I'm sorry, 25 ticks on the trailer already. And a filtered trade on the YM. All right, soybeans did come down and trigger into the short. All right, the Russell was a break even on the long, transition to short, just missing target 3. That's a 1 ticker again. That's that area where you want to try to trade for profit. Don't let it come all the way back, but it looks like it might come down anyway. And the pound Aussie stopped out at 78.72 for the final two positions. $27 ticks, 27 pips times two positions is 54. 17, 26, and 36. So 62, 79, and 54 is 133 pips this morning. A nice result there. And the YM looking like it's going to go upward a bit. Okay, the Russell target 3, target 4, and stopping out at 50.3. And 50.2, excuse me. So that's a solid win with a one break even. Yeah, that one was too fast to catch, as was the short. So two trades, one break even, one win. All right, back to unleaded gas. So our second trade is this short here at 9.10. That hit target one. Target one traders will be one and done, assuming you avoided the initial short. And you stop, the trailing stop is hit at 61 from the entry at 66. So 5 ticks on the trailer and 28 on the target one. Target two traders you got within 2 ticks of a 44 tick target. That is definitely trade for profit area, and get out of that market, because that you're trying to you're picking up a win off of a reversal trade that's looking like it's going to be looking very much like it should be a reaction, most likely. I wouldn't take the chance. I'd take that and get out. And as it turns out, it comes back up, would have stopped out, and you pick up another short that's a full stop out, and have it, and the second full stop out. So yeah, that getting out of the market with that kind of a move, because that's with that strong a uptrend, you're going to be getting shorts, and most of them are not going to be successful. So if you got one that is basically successful, get it and get out. All right, soybeans is short. YM is still flat. Nothing to do there. A long trade on the Russell. I'll go ahead and get the MNQ up here so we can look at it. It looks to me like that one is that's going to be a straight up loss on the first trade for the MNQ. Then you're currently in a long. The Russell definitely in the long and hit target 3, so that's winner number 2. And YM pulling back down toward the EMAs. Now that's a crossover filter there. Looks like. Now the question is the YM going to continue up, or is it going to come back across the moving averages? And we will see what it does. Looks like it's going to. It was a big move this morning around 3 a.m. downward, so that's why I'm kind of going, okay, what's going to go on here? All right, soybeans hits target. So that's going to be a one and done. Whether you got the white long trade or the green short trade. Stop now at 20.75, 20 3/4. We pick up 9 ticks on target 1. And the Russell with win number 3 now. See lots of wicks there, so definitely in the trade. Targets 3 and 4. We got target 3 and 4 on the last one, and a small trailer. And it looks like soybeans is out at the stop. The MNQ with a long trade that's loss number 2, and then we get a short. I'd say that move, there's probably enough movement in that we're likely in the trade. So that is going to be a winner. Targets 2 and 3 achieved already, trailing at 94 and a quarter. Trailer now at 88 and 3/4. The Russell trailer at 49.2. Looking for target 4 on the MNQ. And the YM is still flat. We've got another crossover. That's the crossover filter keeping us out of that one, that long as well. And 47.7 for the Russell. And stop. And 83 even for the MNQ stop. 2 nice trades. That's win number 3 for the Russell. This is win number 1 for the MNQ on the session today. And we've got about 12 minutes before the crude oil 10 a.m. mini session. $74 and a quarter on the MNQ. Target 4. So trailers only on the MNQ and the Micro Russell. 71 and a quarter on the MNQ. 45.8 on the Russell. And the YM, I wasn't watching that. There is our first trade of the morning on the YM. And was it too fast? 4 seconds. Yep, it was too fast. Strong bounce downward there. And stopping out. Looks like it missed. No, it looked like it may have hit target 1 on the nose, but too fast to catch. And the Russell stopping out at 45.8. MNQ 71 and a quarter, still live there. Long on the YM. First trade of the day. Will it go up or down from the moving averages? That is the question. Russell's hinting at an upward move, but not convinced yet. Still in the MNQ short. Looks like we got the 70.75, so 2 ticks from the stop, and all, or at least 2 of them, coming back down. It's like some sideways action at the moment. And a full stop. Now, stop and reverse on the YM. 74, so stop and reverse at 72. Saves us 5 ticks. Just missing money management. YM not just missing money management there. Stop at 212. Entry at 172. And the Russell in a new short. Yeah, 16 seconds on the entry, and it definitely just hit the entry again. And MNQ did stop out. Russell reaching for target 1. 1842 even. We got as low as 42.1. So the Russell and the YM getting within 1 tick of money management. MNQ with a long trade. I didn't see that come back down in time. And now, okay, maybe coming down now for an entry. MNQ hasn't had a chance to get an entry yet on this trade, I don't believe. Went through too fast to have caught. And there is a stop out for a loss. That's the 5th trade. We can take one more trade on the MNQ, or on the micro Russell, the M2K. And we have another stop and reverse on the YM. 196. I would have pushed that to one nahi. The question is, do you put, well, wherever you push it to, it's in the long trade. I would probably have tried to work around the 50, but that's going to put you right at the 200 key level of the 200. But the long trade it is. And the Russell final trade long from 46.2. And we did finally get a pullback, and we did get an entry into the MNQ, and it just hit money management. And the YM goes to target 1. Give it 41. So we go 201 to 172. It's 28.29. So we're down 58. And we go 172. I'll leave it at 196. So another 48. So 90, 106, down 106. We picked up 41, and then it stopped out at 207. And now we get our short trade. Going back and forth. So we said what? 207 was it? Yeah, 207 from 96 is 11 ticks. So 52 from 106 leaves us down 54. Trying to move down the target there. All right, the MNQ getting a target 2 win and a trailer up close to target 1, and now reversing back to short. And the Russell got a few ticks on the trailer, and that'll end the session. The short is trade number 7, so we won't go there. right back. And back to long again. Stop and reverse at, looks like 208. This is getting kind of nasty. $194 to 208. It's 14 ticks. A loss of 28 to our 54. 74, 80, down 82. And if this one is another stop and reverse, then I would say it's time to call it a morning. $10 a.m. crude session. That trade is too early. We are in the session though. All right, the long taking heat, but we're still working right around the moving averages. All right, looking like we might get a money management here on the YM. Short trade on crude. Nobody's talking to me this morning. All right, the short trade on the MNQ gave us a full stop out. That's loss number 3. That ends the session. So the MNQ is done. M2K is done. The YM hitting target 1. So we pick up 29 to target 1. We're now at 234 for the stop. Actually, no, we picked up 27 for target 1. That brings us to down 53. And now, yeah, 234 for the 237. Target one was 235, so now we have 29 ticks in the trailer. A little bit more will get us to POQ. To 44. 36 ticks now on the trailer. I just need 17 more ticks. 18 ticks to get positive, 17 for break even. $39 and stopping out. For 39 ticks, leaves us at down 14. One, two, three, four, five. That was the fifth trade. We can take one more, and there it is a short. 239. Target one winner here would definitely get us positive. Definitely buyers and sellers in the market. It's been going both ways today. And target one. That'll do it. 23 ticks. That gets us 10 ticks plus so far. There's the trailer at 238. Trade number 6 to get positive, but we did get there. And crude hitting target one, so that's going to be a one and done session there. 203 for the 201 now for the YM stop, turning into a nicely positive trade. $38 ticks so far, now to 193, and that's where we stop out. 39 plus 7, 46. So we get 56 ticks net on the day on the YM. A lot of work to get there, but still a reasonably positive day. All right, so we are at 80.33 for the stop on crude. We've hit target 1. And that's going to crude finishes up. That's going to finish up everything we've got on our plate right now. And let's see. Yeah, crude's still going. Is it going to go down more, or is it going to come on up and go up again? That's the question. Working around the 50 EMA at the moment. Looks like the balance line gave us a good read on where the balance was, and the sellers are taking over again. Looking for 80.13 for target 2. And back up to test again. Stop has come down to 80.32. Stops out and goes to long. Now, it doesn't go to long because that actually did finish us off. One and done session. Questions or comments, folks? Not a lot of you here. All right, we've got about 45 minutes before the crude oil inventory report. All right, that's about it until the inventory report, unless there are questions. All right, I don't see anybody. Let me. Oh, wait a minute. Let me check. Oh, phooey. I wasn't getting. Sorry about that. I was not getting the comments. Try again with the comments here. All right, let me go back and see where we were. I've got them now, but I've got to read through them and see where we are. Because I didn't. The only thing I got was the good mornings at 9:30, and so yes. Okay. Starting up with the question from Walla Capital on the EMA crossover filter. Yes, we do. The original default setup is 20 bars, but Troy and I both have found 8 bars to be sufficient. 20 just keeps you out of the market a little too long, typically. I have it set to 8 on all of mine here in the room, and part of that is because we don't want to keep our charts out of the market that long for the purpose of the room. But Troy and I both use the 8 bar filter for our personal trading also, so that's not a major issue. Jeff, I'm getting to Jeff Hale, getting to your questions now. Thoughts on POQ? That was at 10. Are you referring to what we were looking at on the YM, or are you looking at crude, something like crude? Thank you, Pamela. Glad to. I'll be back at 11 for the crude oil inventory report. So I'm not done yet. I depends on the chart or the trade plan I'm working with. On the crude mini sessions, it's only a 3 trade limit. So The second stop and actually I will with an initial loser and then a stop and reverse or a two stop and reverses. I'll usually take the third trade as long as the second stop and reverse wasn't basically most of the loss. I'll let the two loss keep me from going too far. But on something like the YM, where our max trades is up to 6 on Spotlight, I'll go ahead and keep trading because, as you saw, Spotlight ended up getting positive on 6 trades on the YM. It kind of ended up answering the question to some extent, but yeah, that's what it depends. As I say, it depends on the trade plan. If the trade plan is 3 trades, and yeah, I'm going to get out, and the last one is I'm not going to reverse. I'm just going to stop out at the stop and reverse level. But for something like the YM, unleaded, things like that have a history of, and for that matter, soybeans, they all have a history of clawing their way back at times. Especially even if you get a couple, look at the character of the market. The YM was kind of noisy, but then we got this nice long trade on our. So we had this end up being one stop and reverse, which got us a target one and a trailer. Then we go short, stop and reverse. So we never got more than 2 losses, more than 1 loss in a row. We had loss, win, and the big win coming down. Yeah, that one was. Oh, I'm sorry. No, we did have 2 stop and reverse losses opening it up. Then we got the winner. So that I'll go ahead and take the third one in where I've got a 5 or 6 trade limit on my trade plan. But don't overthink it. Follow you've tested the trade plan to X number of trades. Follow your trade plan. Unless you test for what to do after a particular scenario, and getting that enough of that scenario to get statistically significant data is going to be difficult, because that's going to be a fairly unusual situation as well. So we had 2 losses, a win, a loss, strong win on 5, and another strong win on 6 that actually got us positive. So follow the trade plan. Test for occurrences like that if you want to, and that you can make that part of your trade plan. But whatever your trade plan is, work with that, and you can test those unusual situations. But that's the key: is stick with your trade plan. Whatever your trade plan says, stick with it. Hope that helps. And I will be in the CEO Mastermind training as soon as I finish the crude oil inventory report this morning, Jeff. So we will see you there. I'm wondering if my feed is having a problem. Okay, yeah, looks like it came back. Yes, a stop and reverse is definitely considered a losing trade. Some of the trade plans like the micro Russell and the MNQ on Catapult have a 3 loss. That's the POQ rules for those. 3 losses is the end of the plan. But where like the YM doesn't have a max losses, you follow the trade plan. It just depends on what market you're trading and how what trade plan you're using. Now that obviously is something that you can make note of and see over. You'll have to watch it over a fairly long period of time to get enough situations like that to tell if there's a benefit to stopping. But other than that, follow the trade plan. And I'm getting out Troy's parrot again. No, it's just a stop and reverse is just it's a loser on the trade you're reversing out of. The 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 new reversal trade is a whole separate trade, and it just depends on where you exit that, whether it's a winner or a loser. It does. It's the stop and reverse is just an entry point for it. Yeah, and that's unleaded is one of those markets that is very good at coming back from a significant initial loss. Initial loss. Looks like when I pop the chat out, I don't get it, so I'm going to leave it in the little tiny. Yep. Five. The basic trade plan for most of the markets in Spotlight. Now you're using Counterpunch, so yeah. Typically, I think right now that's what you're testing, isn't it, Jeff? Typically, yeah. That our max trades on for Counterpunch was 5. And a stop and reverse isn't necessarily a loss. Sometimes you can stop and reverse in a profitable trade. So it just depends on where, the exit point the stop and reverse creates for the existing trade is that, are you positive or negative there, determines win or loss. And then it's just an entry point for the next trade. So it's all about, where you are at the time, not necessarily any losses. But typically, yes, a stop and reverse is a loss on the existing trade, but it doesn't mean it always will be that way. You can get stop and reverses when you've got a positive trade in place. So in other words, you can get a stop and reverse coming out of a winning trade already. So then there would be no loss. All right. Well, I'm having problems keeping the chat live here, so I am going to call it a morning at the moment, and I will be back in about 20 to 25 minutes for the crude oil inventory report session, hopefully with a better connection. Seems like I'm having problems with my connection to YouTube. All right, we will see everybody in about 20 to 25 minutes. Everybody that's going to be here for the inventory report, 20 to 25 minutes. Otherwise, we will see everybody next week. See you next Tuesday. As far as I know, next week is a regular scheduled crude oil inventory report on Wednesday. And I'll be in regular Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday rooms. So we'll see everybody for the inventory report today and then on to next week. Have a good one.